Welcome back to the Skull Carving Shed, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Today is part 2 of a series on bone and skull carving burrs. We are going to be looking at cutting wheels. There is probably more to it than you might realize, so let's jump into it. It's going to be a lot of fun and hopefully you learn a lot. Alright, let's go. Okay, so I have about 4 or 5 different cutting wheels that I do want to cover, but before we jump into that, I just wanted to say that when carving bone, please wear a respirator. This right here is a Respirator Junior. I highly recommend it, especially if you have facial hair like I do. Any 3M respirator that's rated for, I believe, lead paint, it will do a pretty good job as far as filtering out the bone dust. I am using a Dremel 4000 today, but these carving wheels do work with pretty much any type of rotary tool that you might have. Some of the burrs I am using today are from Dremel, the company, and they specifically recommend for their cutting wheels not to run your Dremel above 30,000 RPMs. If you're using a Dremel 4000 like me, that means you're going to have to cut it back a little bit. Generally speaking, I run it full speed, which I think for a Dremel is around 35,000 RPMs, but tune it back to 30,000 RPMs, and we're just going to use that speed for all of the cutting wheels in this video. And just another safety precaution, the cutting wheels can and do split apart, okay? Doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened to me. I've never been injured by it, but I highly recommend putting on some safety glasses. Definitely do not want to lose an eye while doing some carving. Okay, so first one up is the cutting wheels from the company Dremel. These come in basically all kind of about the same size, but they're all rated for different materials like metal, wood, plastic, but honestly they all work about the same with bone. The diamond dust cutting wheels are a lot more expensive, but the cheaper ones, again, work perfectly fine with bone, so I would just, that's what I do personally, stick with the cheap ones from Dremel. They work great, and you don't have to spend a bunch of money for the diamond dust wheels. Now, these cutting wheels from Dremel are kind of the workhorse of cutting bone for me. I use them for a ton of different applications as far as cutting out a specific area of bone. Obviously, you're working with straight edges, but you wouldn't believe how often you're actually doing that with a skull. Particularly if I'm cutting a skull in half to create a European mount, I'll put tape around the skull and then use the cutting wheel, cut around, and then the skull comes right apart that way. Little side note, a lot of people don't actually realize that a true traditional European mount is half of the lower half of the skull cut off with just the antlers and the cap of the skull, the cranium, attached. That's actually what a European mount is. So if you're going to do those, cutting wheel is your friend. Okay, I got my whiteboard out, so you might feel like you're in school, but I just wanted to point something out just to keep in mind while you are carving with a carving wheel, okay? Just because it's so hard to hold the handpiece perpendicular perfectly to the surface of the skull, generally speaking, you're going to end up with a cut that looks something similar to this, as opposed to if you're holding the handpiece perfectly perpendicular to the skull, where you're going to end up with a cut more like that. Okay, so although it looks like I am carving really nice straight lines with the cutting wheel, I actually hardly ever use the Dremel cutting wheels for that purpose. Kind of 2 reasons. It actually doesn't carve a really nice, accurate line just because the wheel is so big. It's really hard to keep a steady line and not kind of cut up the edges of your line. And number 2 is it's extremely hard to keep the depth of your line that you're cutting uniform. The carving wheel wants to kind of dig in, so you end up with a really uneven trench that you're carving out. Okay, next up we have these cutting wheels, which are a little bit smaller than the Dremel ones that we just covered. but they are a lot thinner, which in my opinion does have its advantages. Blah, I can't say that word. Advantages in some cases. Now, the company that makes these, it calls this one a mini saw blade, and then this one a cutting wheel. Kind of depending on who makes the cutting wheels, they're going to call them all different kinds of things. Mini saw blade, a cutting disc, cutting wheel, different stuff like that. Now, is there a difference between a diamond dust cutting wheel and a cutting wheel with teeth? Yes, and the difference is simply that a cutting wheel with teeth is going to be a lot more aggressive as opposed to a diamond dust cutting wheel. There's not a huge difference in the actual cut, just the way that it grabs the material and cuts it. With the cutting wheels that I'm using in this video, and any burr for that matter, you want to keep the burr sticking out of your cullet, or in my case an adjustable chuck, roughly ½ an inch. So what are the advantages of having a very thin cutting wheel? Two of them, or at least in my experience that I've found. First off, a while back you would have seen a video where I took and I cut out a portion of the bone on a skull. I then removed that portion of bone and made a pendant out of it. Then the void that was in the skull I incorporated into the design. I did a anchor on a boat, so obviously there's a lot of different kind of curves to that. But if you have a design that has a lot of straight edges, using one of these is great, because normally when you cut out a design, you're losing a lot of material when you make that cut. And for making a pendant from a skull, like I did before, you want to use as little material as you can, just because the more material that you use, the more detail or definition you lose in the design. Hopefully that explains well and you understand what I'm trying to get at there. But that is one case where these really thin cutting wheels does work better. Second is simply making super thin lines in a design. The circuit board bison skull that I've been working on for a long time, there's one part of that design where I used these really thin cutting wheels. You'll notice on the skull I did a ton of lines, but I never actually used a cutting wheel for those lines, just for this one particular part of the design where I wanted these super thin cuts in the skull. Next up is another cutting wheel from Dremel. This one is a bit more heavy duty and does have teeth. And again, I don't really use this for designs. It does leave a nice square trench when you are cutting it, but again, it is hard to get that cut exactly vertical to the surface of the skull. But what is nice about this one in particular is adding kind of different textures around a design or incorporating it into a skull like you see me doing here. Next to last, we have these smaller diamond cutting wheels or diamond disc, again depending where you buy them from. Two things that you can do with these things. First off is similar to in a previous video how I showed the inverted cone burr where you smooth out an area behind a design or the negative space around a design. You can do that as well. This doesn't so much cut down the area as it does just smooth it out. Now you can see I carved out this little doodad thing, and we're using the diamond disc here to just clean up around the design. Okay, now the second thing, which I know a lot of you are really going to like, and this is really going to take your carving kind of to the next level per se. In last video I did talk about where I used an inverted cone to clean up the edge of a design that you're carving. Again, normally, or I specifically, I will trace out a design with a ball type of burr, you end up with a cut that looks like that, and then you come back, you cut out the area so that the design is sitting above the surrounding area, okay? With the inverted cone burr, you would come back, cut it out, and you get more of a cleaner looking, more crisp edge on your design. Now, what I'm kind of introducing here is undercutting the edge of your design. You can do this to some extent with an inverted cone burr, okay? But with these diamond discs, these smaller diamond discs, this works really well. What you're going to do is run that disc into the edge of your design, and you will end up with a more of a floating design. So you're gonna cut back the edge like this, and so your edge will be sitting above the surface and it's kind of floating. So hopefully I can show that in a video. If not, I'll do kind of a before and after picture of what I'm talking about. And lastly, we have these itty bitty dentist style cutting wheels, very small, and kind of a couple things that you can use those for are similar again to the inverted cone burr, is doing feathers, hair, any type of little small, very fine detail. These little wheels are great for doing that. Alrighty everyone, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, all of the tools that I'm using in this video, links will be in the description of the video. Hopefully you got some inspiration from some of these. You'll try out some of them on your own. Again, it's not limited to what I did in this video. There's lots of other stuff you can do with cutting wheels. So hope you take that and get some use out of those. I'll see you next week for part 3 of this series, and if you have not subscribed yet, please consider doing so if I've earned your subscription. Alright guys, thank you. Hey everybody! Hey everybody, welcome back.